Ooh. Ah. Now that's nice. Classy refinement, ladies and gentlemen. An important part of being a gentleman here on Scotch and Smoke Rings. Welcome to Scotch and Smoke Rings episode 271. I am your neighborhood friendly Oxhorn here as always with my suspender set not to kill, not to stun, but to maximum stun. I hope you have had a great week so far. Happy Thursday, one and everyone. The week is almost done. The weekend is almost here. And for those who have an 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, I suppose it would be 8 to 4 job, your week is getting better by the moment. I am your neighborhood friendly Oxhorn. Pleasure to see you all, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great show for you today. And I should probably go and tell everybody that we're streaming live. Gentleman Badger says, I nearly forgot to wear my top hat as tradition for the show. I mean, we can't let our class factor lapse, right? Having the top hat is just as important for a successful Scotch and Smoke Rings as having a derby. Equally important. Alright, so for those of you who are watching the show live and missed last week's show, I do have last week's episode up on scotchandsmokerings.com. Click the episodes section and go to episode 170 and you will find it there. Now, there was some comment from some of the fans that it was set to private, but it should not be set to private anymore. I went ahead and set it to public. So now everybody can see it. Let's see if I can spell it. No, let's try it. There you go. Saskatchewan. Oh my gosh, how do people live there? Catch a wan, not own. That's right. Today's theme is Saskatchewan. That's right. The show today has a theme, and the theme is Saskatchewan. Don't ask me why just yet. Not even I know why just yet. But we will get to it soon, and everyone will know exactly why the theme is Saskatchewan. Cigar, of course, asks the most important question of the day, which is, last week no one asked if you wrote some books. Well, we must rectify that. I have indeed written some books. Here's one of them, The Tale of Cloran Hastings, an epic swashbuckling sea nautical adventure for people of all ages with giant turtles and crabs and dragons and things. Not really dragons, because I don't like dragons in fantasy, because I think they're overdone. I think there's way too much dragon in fantasy. So mine has a Giddendrach. It's not a dragon. It's kind of like a dragon, but it's not. It's a Giddendrach. You gotta pronounce it right with the ah at the end. Do not cross the Giddendrach. Right, great show for you tonight. So, one of the things we do here on Scotch and Smoke Rings is we alert the public about things that they might come across in the future. Lots of public service announcements. Ulfer17 says, not liking dragons, heretic. I suppose I am flying in the face of most modern fantasy. But I want the public to learn from my experiences and to not make the same mistakes that I have made. So this is a can of Zippo lighter fluid. It's a special can of Zippo lighter fluid because most lighters don't run on this. Only Zippos light on this. It's not a gas, it is a liquid, and it's very special. Now, I have had this bottle of lighter fluid for a long time. Many of you have seen me refill my lighter using It finally rebelled against us, ladies and gentlemen. It finally said that enough was enough. I refuse to be crooked. Oh, and we're saved. It didn't shatter. Oh my goodness, that was it. That was scary. Look, I have to hand it to the award. Somebody started mentioning it. It got bashful, and it got incensed, and it said, "No, I will not stand this any longer on Oxhorn's show. I must receive the attention that I deserve." And so it leaped off of the wall with gymnastic-like dexterity to assert itself into the program. It seems to have worked. Here we go. The glass has not shattered. It still says Oxhorn brand movies right there. YouTube, congratulations. Silver. Not quite good enough for gold, but silver. But it's nice. Thank you very much, YouTube. And it deserves to not be crooked on my wall. But since it decided to knock off the only nail that I had keeping it up there, we're going to have to set it aside for now. So, no crooked YouTube award to distract you, ladies and gentlemen. Shiut Gorath says, I knew it would fall. Okay, sure. Sure, we've had it on the wall for months. And it's always been crooked, but the one day it actually falls, Shiut knew that it was going to fall. Yes, I don't know what happened. I didn't touch it. I didn't even mess with it. Today was the day. And it happened to be a day that we were doing the show. It just decided. It said, Oxhorn, I am fed up with this. Anyway, that was exciting. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I was doing a public service announcement, and it had to do with Zippo lighter fluid. But my public service announcement doesn't have just to do with Zippo lighter fluid. So basically the story is that I've been using this tin of lighter fluid for years. Like 3 years, 3 or 4 years at least. And it has lasted me a very long time. And I finally ran out, so I wanted to get some more. I went online to the great Amazon.com, and I found some Zippo lighter fluid. It was hard to find, but I found it, and the can looked about the same size as this, and so I bought it. And it arrived today, and whoa, holy cannoli, that's a bit bigger. That's a bit bigger than this can of lighter fluid. I made the silly mistake of not checking out the ounces. This says 4 fluid ounces. This says 12 fluid ounces. And, yeah, I opened the box thinking, wow, this is a heavy box. What on earth did I buy? And, oh, yes, the extra large version of my Zippo lighter fluid. So this will last me some time. 10 years from now, when Scotch and Smoke Rings is in its 1000th episode, I will run out of Zippo lighter fluid. I will run out of Zippo lighter fluid, and I will let you all know exactly how long this took me. Everybody's freaking out about the award. General Blackbane says, I'm listening to the audio only. What happened? Was that the YouTube award that fell down? A Scotch and Smoke Rings tradition has been shattered, almost like that award. Yes, well, thankfully it didn't shatter. But here it is. Here I was minding my own business talking about lighter fluid when when it decided to leap from the wall and not shatter. Oh, by the way, this is what I look at all day. So you can see the reflection. There I am. Whoa! Whoa! It's like Inception. Mirrors. Reflecting mirrors. Oh my goodness. Look, I can see the reflection of my reflection in the reflection. Alright, we gotta put this away. The YouTube award is casting its spell on us. We just can't. Kunzapopper says, what's your deal? Explain. Period. With a period on the end. Man, this guy is serious. He needs an explanation. Now. Because he's minding his own business on Twitch. He logs in, he expects to see the video games. And what's he see, this bearded guy, in the Hearthstone stream without video games playing? What's going on? He needs an overview. So here's an overview for Kunzapopper. My name is Oxhorn. I make machinima. And I make websites. And I have a beard. And I play video games. And I have a ritual. Before we get to the video games, we drink a little scotch, we blow a few smoke rings, and I interface with the fans. So, pleasure to have you here, Kunza Popper, and I hope that you will enjoy yourself. And, by the way, look at the ounces on any can or vial of fluid you purchase online before buying, because a little bit of math might save you a few dollars, and possibly a 10-year commitment to one thing, which I have done. I've committed 10 years of my life to using this tin of Zippo lighter fluid, because that's how long it's going to last me. Kunza Popper says she, not he. My apologies for not being able to discern your gender through a few letters of orange text on the internet. I tip my cap to you and fluff my beard in your general direction. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a great show for you today. I've got some fan art stacked up. You guys have been leaving your audio messages, and I'm going to get through those. But first of all, we've got a fan package. That's right. Here it is. Joel, I hope you're watching, Joel. Joel Bryson from Canada sent me this package. I'm covering up his address because I don't want his life to be exposed on the interwebs. But he sent me this nice package, and I opened it up. And I even recorded myself opening it up, and I'll put it up on the internet. Not the interweb here soon. But I'll show you exactly what he gave me, because it's really nice. Black Shawarma says it made it through customs. It did. Here we go. Let's see. Let me show you everything. Sorry, I'm getting lost in the chat. Everybody is chatty. Gentleman Badger says Kevin Bacon is guarding our good host. Yes, Kevin Bacon is hanging upside down. I put him up right side up, and he decided. He just decided that he wanted to be upside down. So that's not my problem. But we got a set of cards from Joel. It says World of Warcraft Betrayal of the Guardian plus 25 trading cards. And I don't know. Look, I'm probably revealing my ignorance here, but I don't know exactly if this is a rare deck or a regular deck. But I do have a couple of these packs, so I'm excited to check out what I got in there. So thank you for that. And then he decided to send me this. A Saskatchewan tour guide. And a Saskatchewan roadmap. Let's open it up, shall we? So, Joel Bryson, an inhabitant of wonderful Canada, way up north, has decided that I need to visit Saskatchewan. And here it says Saskatchewan is calling. This is not very subtle. I think he wants a visit. I think he wants me to drop what I'm doing and hop on the next plane to Saskatchewan and take advantage of all of these coupons. Because his house is circled in red, says Black Shawarma, on the map. Right? No, Joel, this is a very sweet gift. I've never been to Saskatchewan. I have always loved the name Saskatchewan. It's very fun to say. You know what would be better than just going to Saskatchewan? Is if you found a Sasquatch in Saskatchewan. The two just go together, don't they? I mean, it's kind of like Pacific Northwest. The Sasquatch is supposed to be in the Pacific Northwest. Saskatchewan, I don't know if it's in the Pacific Northwest. Pardon my geographical ignorance. But if there were Sasquatches in Saskatchewan, I would move there. Alright, and then he sent me this, Tunnels of Moose Jaw. All sorts of amazing things to do. He went to his local hotel and took a lot of the tourism guides that he found there and mailed them to me to inspire my next vacation. Tunneling in Moose Jaw. History goes underground. Exclusive depot. So this is like an historic part of Saskatchewan where there are all of these tunnels under the earth where people run around. Here we go. The poignant early history of Chinese immigrants in Canada. Take a fascinating journey through a maze of underground spaces. See how they endured intolerable conditions to realize their dreams and succeed. The rich historic charm of Moose Jaw. So on my trip to Saskatchewan, I need to stop by Moose Jaw and then get a photo at the Pastimes photo booth. Pretty great. Here's the map. Here's the map of Saskatchewan. And I'm not going to unfold it all the way because I'm horrible at maps. When I start unfolding a map, I can never get it back to where it was previously. But Google, eat your heart out, Google. And MapQuest, we don't need you. We've got paper. That's right. It's the old-fashioned way of doing things. And it works. So there we go. That was my epic gift from Joel. But that wasn't everything. That was not everything. Where is it? Okay, here we go. First things first. He decided to send me some liquor. And of course, it's Canadian Crown Royale maple flavor. You can't get more Canadian than that. Crown Royale maple finished, made in Toronto, Ontario, and Canada. It has a maple leaf, a Canadian leaf, right on the bottle, and I'm excited. This is great. We aren't going to be having Scotch today, so today is not Scotch and smoke rings. Today is Canadian maple flavored whiskey and smoke rings. If I could only open it. Man, I am so bad at this. The one time I actually trim my fingernails. There we go. Alright, here we go. Let's get some of this maple flavored Crown Royale. Didn't spill a drop. I did lose the cap. No, here it is. Alright, ladies and gents, let's try this. We've had Scotch, which is Scottish whiskey. We've had Irish, which is Irish whiskey. We've even had Kentucky Knob, which is Kentucky bourbon whiskey. But we have not had Canadian whiskey on this show before. So there's a first time for everything. This is courtesy of Joel Bryson. Thank you very much, Joel, for your wonderful gift. Cheers and bottoms up. Ooh. Ooh, that's a sweet, sweet maple leaf scent there. Very, very nice. Nothing like Scotch. As much as I love Scotch, it tastes nothing like Scotch. But you know what? Scotch is not the only classy beverage in the world. This is still very fine. It's a beautiful whiskey. Black Shawarma is gobsmacked. He says, it made it through customs? Stunned it didn't get impounded. Did you have to pay the GST, which I believe stands for Global Sales Tax? Am I right? I don't know. But no, I did not have to pay any tax. It did make it through customs, and I'm enjoying a wonderful Canadian whiskey live before you all today. But that's not it. He's also a talented tailor. Who is this? Who is this guy? Why, look at if I wouldn't know any better, I'd say this guy's got a classy cigar. Now, there's also something else about him. He is naked. So, I don't know what this means, because I never do this show naked. But he's got the beard. He's missing the hat, but that's okay. He's got the cigar. Look at that awesome cigar. He's even got boots. Boots are important. But he is missing, some clothing. Hey, you know what? At least he got the color right. I'm beige and not purple or green. And that's important. This is actually really adorable. My wife opened this and she cracked up. She thought it was the sweetest thing. It's a little stuffed plush doll of me with a cigar. And it's amazing. Who Who does this? This is so great. Like, who does this? This is exceedingly talented. I hope you made this yourself, or maybe your child did or your girlfriend did, but I would love the story behind this, Joel. If you're in the chat today, Andy the DK, the chat is blowing up. Apparently this was a wise decision, my friend, because everybody's fascinated. Andy the DK says he needs a suspender set. Gentleman Badger says, spot on, he needs only a derby. Black Shawarma says the clothes were impounded. Well, that makes sense. That's what the whiskey made it through. The Canadian whiskey made it through, but the clothes were impounded. They took my derby and my suspenders, but they left the clothes. Ratharian says this is me. It looks like me. Look. HT Star, there he is. He says, no, I made it. You made this. He made this. HT Star is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Joel. I couldn't make something like this. Look at this. The needlework and everything that was put together. This is going up on my wall of awards and precious memories. Thank you very, very much, Joel, or HT Star. It's very sweet. And finally, on the agenda is another wonderful thing from Joel. A Punch cigar. I have not smoked this brand of cigar, but Joel decided to send me one to try out, which I'm really excited about. Ooh. It even comes with its own cedar spill, which is very nice. I always love it when it comes when they come with their own cedar, because it always makes it. So the way to do it, all right. So as you know, my Zippo lighter is out of fluid, and I have plenty of fluid now for years to come. But I also purchased some flint. So the way this works is there's a little bit of flint right there that you slowly scrape away as you twirl it, and you can replace it over time. So I bought some new flint pellets. I'm going to replace the flint later, but until then, it doesn't make a spark. So I'm waiting on my flint before I can use that. In the meantime, I do have some matches, and normally matches are going to be just fine, but the way to do this is to set the cedar spill on fire, and then light your cigar with the burning cedar instead of the match. That way, the cedar imparts a very pleasant taste to the cigar, and you don't have a bunch of fumes coming into the cigar, ruining your wonderful smoke. So, you know, this is not a Cuban cigar, to my knowledge. I don't think so. But Cuban cigars are not forbidden in Canada. Royal Coronation, handmade, imported from... doesn't say. But I don't think it's a Cuban. HT Star says, I had to go to another city to find a cigar. Wow, really? You went all the way out of town just to get me a cigar? How do I rate? I'm feeling very honored right now. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's light this bad boy up. Ah. Ah, fire! Whew! Cigarox says it's either Dominican Republic or Nicaraguan. Thank you, Cigarox. I had no idea. It's pretty doggone delicious. I'm going to turn the fan off. Thank you, HT Star. All right, Hippie Neighbor Tom update, says Dragon Exile. All right, I do have an update for Hippie Neighbor Tom. Usually nothing too terribly exciting happens, and this is kind of the case, but... So look, as you well know, this guy's got a garbage fixation, and I'm going to talk really low because my office right here has a very thin single-pane window that separates my house from his. His is right next door, like right next door. So I need to be a little quiet when I'm talking about Hippie Neighbor Tom. But the way this works is he really is, he wants to be the guy in charge of garbage, not just his own garbage, but your garbage and his other neighbor's garbage. He kind of wants to be the czar of garbage and make sure that everything is done right. He loves the rules. So, last week it was garbage day. We put all of our garbage out Monday morning to make sure that the garbage man can come and get it. And we were having an abundance of garbage that day because we had missed the week previously. It was entirely my fault. I woke up late, so I forgot. I got up too late that day and I didn't get the garbage out in time. So we had 2 weeks worth of garbage. And this time I was not going to forget. And so I go outside and I get all of my garbage cans together and I fill up my garbage cans and set them out on the side of the road so that the garbage man can come get them. Well, I still had 1 bag of garbage left. It just would not fit in my cans. So there is that garbage can that's in the middle of our driveway. You know, the one, I told you this story already, where for some reason he likes to put a garbage can upside down in my driveway to keep me from rolling over the grass when I park in my driveway. I haven't parked in that driveway for months now. I park on the street because I just don't want to deal with it. But he continues to put that garbage can out there. It's been years. Since before Gavin was born, he's been doing this. And so there was this garbage can that was not being used for garbage sitting in the driveway. And I had this extra bag of garbage, and I didn't want animals to get into it while we waited for the garbage man. So I took the garbage can, I put it right side up, and I put my bag of garbage in it, and I set it on the curb, right? No big deal. It's only going to be used for its designated purpose for a few hours while we wait for the garbage man, and I come inside, and I sit down, and as I told you, this is a single pane window right in my office. I'm right on the street. My driveway goes this way behind you, and then out this way is the main road where cars are driving up and down all the time, and that's where the garbage man comes. Well, I'm sitting here doing my work, and then all of a sudden, I hear some rustling in the garbages, and I look out. He's dumping all of my garbage out. Sorry, I had to ban somebody. Everything stops when I have to ban something because it's fun. But anyway, he's dumping this garbage can out and dumping all of my garbage out of it and then puts it back in the middle of the driveway and then takes the garbage that I put there and like kind of gingerly stacks it up on top of my garbage can. And, you know, the garbage man came by and he took it and he got rid of everything. So it ended up being okay. But look, what is his deal? Like, I just don't get it. Any sane human being would see garbage in a garbage can and go, oh, that's right. Garbage belongs in a garbage can. Makes perfect sense. That's why the garbage can was made. Will allow the garbage to stay in the garbage can. Okay? It's like water in a drinking fountain. Water belongs in the drinking fountain. I will not begrudge the fountain for having water in it. Neither will I begrudge the garbage pail for having garbage in it. But no, this guy has designated that particular garbage can to be the driveway median. The guardian of the grass. Sure, he could use almost anything else for the exact same purpose. A brick. Maybe a flagstone. Right? Anything. It could even be a plastic garbage can that isn't for garbage. Like maybe a $2 can that he picks up at Home Depot for the express purpose of putting in my driveway. But no, he wants this one, the one for garbage. and he will dump garbage out of it in order to use this can as a median for my driveway. Look, no big deal. I didn't confront him or anything. If that's how he gets his kicks, more power to him. He can go and play with the garbage. I will enjoy a classy cigar inside. 2 different lives, 2 different people. God loves us all, right?
You can help us find that audience. Why not email your friends right now? Let them know about the wonderful music you're enjoying right here on Radio Dismute. RadioDismute.com, HappyMusicRadio.com.
Black Shawarma says, are these like city-issued cans? Yes, they are city-issued cans. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got your fan art, and we have your messages to get through before we move on with the program. So let's see. There we go. Sorry about the delay. So for those who don't know, we have a community group on Scotch on Facebook. It's called the Scotch and Smoke Rings Facebook group. You can find it at facebook.com/groups/Oxhorn. And fans will share their fan art or whatever they think is applicable to this show on there. So we have this by Damon LaRue. And look at this. Bacon-wrapped beer and brats. Need I say more, classy compatriots? Wow. So it's bratwursts wrapped in bacon and beer with mustard. That looks delicious. I would normally say that it's making me hungry, but today it's not because my beautiful wife created a sumptuous dinner for our entire family. So I'm full right now. I can't be tempted, but normally I would be all over that. And so then here we go. We've got this one from Greg Hartung. He says, I found this in an issue of The New Yorker that illustrates how beards radiate greatness, even from the big man upstairs. And here we have 2 angels talking amongst themselves while God strides by in the background. And they say, I can't take him seriously since he's shaved. Oh, tragedy. Even God becomes less manly when he shaves his beard? Apparently, if we're to believe The New Yorker. So thank you for that one, Greg. Okay. Now, in order for me to show you this, I have to prove that I am born in 1913. There you go. So I shared this on our Facebook page. And this is a single malt Scotch whiskey flavor map. I think this is important because many fans have been asking me what kind of Scotch I like best. Well, my taste... Alright, so they divide the flavors of Scotch between smoky, rich, delicate, and light. And my favorites are up and to the right here, so between smoky and rich. And so here we have Lugvallen, 16-year-old Scotch whiskey, which is, of course, Ron Swanson's favorite Scotch. Then we have Talisker. I do like Talisker. And then Highland Park. These 3 Scotches, Lagavulin, Talisker, and Highland Park, are going to be your smoky and rich ones. The ones I often mention are Lafroig, which is right here. It's light, but also smoky. Now, to be honest, I have never tried a Lagavulin. So I guess I'm going to have to pull a Ron Swanson and try it. So check it out. It's on the Scotch and Smoke Rings Facebook group page if you want to know a little bit more about Scotch. Then there's this from Jonathan, who's been talking a lot about mustache wax lately, and he decided to share this bacon-covered donut. Is that what this is? He says, since we moved to Michigan, I have found so many great places to eat my wife, and I found this nice donut shop that has very nice prices for delectable pastries that would cost 2 to 3 times as much at Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme. This one I know Oxhorn will love. It is an apple fritter-style donut with maple frosting, crushed peanuts, and crushed bacon on top. It's a sad day when we go and there's no more left. Interesting. So we've got bacon, peanuts, and apple, and maple in a donut. I would try it. I would definitely try it. Don't know if I like the apple and peanuts added to it, but I would definitely try it. So thank you for that one, Jonathan. Then we have another one from Jonathan, and he says, I finally met a woman who loves my beard almost as much as I do. And then he's got this guy with the beard. This favorite meme of everybody is looking really good here. So nicely done. Thank you for that one, good sir. Well, thank you for the fan art, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to submit your own fan art, just go to our fan art page. Facebook.com/group/Oxhorn. I let anybody in who wants to be in, and you can put whatever you want up there. Next up, your messages. Let me refresh my message dashboard just to make sure I've got them all. And here we go. First on the line is Dragon Exile. You're on Scotch and Smoke Rings.
Hey, Ox. Sorry I'm late. I had to pick my grandfather up from the pub that I had to find. Anyways, I got this new headset today. How do I sound with it? Better or worse?
You sound better, my friend. There's still definitely some background sound going on there. Probably a fan or a computer or a hard drive or something. But I can understand what you're saying, and that's important. So kudos to you, good sir. Onward and upward. Chief Smash asks, I have a possibly odd beard question. Does anyone else notice or feel that their beard looks much better in photos than it does in the mirror? Am I odd for noticing or thinking this? No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I guess it depends on your mirror. Maybe you need to wash your mirror. Because my beard looks amazing wherever it is. No, in photos, you have the perspective of looking at yourself from not a first-person view. Like if you're looking in a mirror, you're really kind of viewing yourself from your perspective. No matter where you look, you still kind of have the front-on view. With photos, you actually see yourself in 3 dimensions. You see parts of yourself you wouldn't normally see. So maybe that's why. Instead of looking at your beard front on, you actually get to see the side. You get to see your profile. Maybe that's what it is. Next up is Andy the DK. Andy the DK, my friend, you're on Scotch and Smoke Rings. What have you to share?
Greetings, Oxhorn. From Andy the DK. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Very fine.
You're doing well on this fine Thursday evening.
Cheers.
Just have a quick question for you tonight, Ox, and that is, how did you come upon the idea of starting your popular website now that is growabeardnow.com? Did you just decide one day that you wanted to start the website, or did you find out that there was a market in beard products, and since you have a great beard to test it on, you just decided to just wing it? And obviously it became quite a success. So let me know, because it's a good idea, and maybe I would like to try to make a website, something like that, maybe for Warcraft or something. But anyways, that's my question for you tonight, Ox. Hope you have a good week and weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Andy the DK, signing out. Stay classy.
Cheers, mate. Stay classy. I always love your messages. They're always really thoughtful. And you've got a great microphone. I can hear what you're saying explicitly. Great question. Love to answer this one. So here's basically the story. DK123 says, he's alive! Indeed, I am. I am alive, good sir. Oxhorn is here. Not making machinima, but I am doing something just as important. Smoking cigars. Zymonic says, how do I call him? You can go to scotchandsmokerings.com, and there's a little floating button that says, send us a voice message. You can click on that and record your voice message. KM Destro says, well, he says, is this actually live? And then he says, never mind, because he sees that, yes, this is actually live. So for those of you who are on Twitch watching this for the first time, I flip between 2 different chats. The Twitch chat, and then the scotchandsmokerings.com chat. A lot of old-time fans have been going to that chat, so I have them both up, and I'm answering both of them. But to answer your question, Andy the DK, when my son... Okay, so before I started working for myself, I was an online marketer, and I specialized in search engine optimization. And many of the blogs that I followed that particularly inspired me would talk about strategies that they use to make an income for themselves online, allowing them to work for themselves instead of having to work for a boss. And so I was doing all of this research, and then I was giving advice to our hotel clients, and I figured, well, if I'm good enough to give advice to hotel clients, I should be good enough to do this for myself. So as a way to experiment with the different online marketing strategies that I was recommending, I created my own website. And really what I knew most about was beards, because I had been doing a lot of research on beards at the time, and I didn't see any website about beards like mine, and I wanted to find a way to see if I could make some money. So in 2012, when my son was born, I had some paternity leave, and I was sitting in the hospital room with my beautiful wife who just gave birth and my newborn son, and I'm thinking, you know what? I should make a beard website. Because naturally, that's what anyone who gives birth to a son thinks, is it's time to make a beard website. And so I did. I spent months and months and months working on it, and then I just continually created content and shared it with the fans and created more content, and 2 years later, it's getting over 200,000 views a month. It makes enough money for me to work for myself, and it's doing pretty good. So if you're wanting to do something like that, there are a couple of blogs that I can recommend for you to check out. The first one is smartpassiveincome.com. He does a podcast. He's a really intelligent person who shares a lot of his tips and tricks. I have been inspired by him. Guy makes crazy money online. Then there's also another website called pinchofyum.com. It's a food blog, but they share their monthly income with their subscribers. So they show you exactly how much money they make every month and then what they do to make that money. So 2 great websites that can give you some great inspiration for creating your own blog if you ever choose to. All right, we have another audio message from Dragon Exile. Dragon Exile, you are on the program again. What is on your mind?
Hi, Ox. I seem to have in my collection a wonderful statue I think you could use to put in your yard and scare Hippie Neighbor Tom until the statue literally scares him out of town, or to the point where he no longer wishes to leave his home. What would you do with this wonderful gargoyle-ish statue if I sent it to you in the mail?
Well, don't send it to me. I appreciate it, but don't send it to me. Just because my yard isn't big enough. I just have a very small yard. But, Hippie Neighbor Tom, it depends on what it is. If it's unique and quirky enough, this is Seattle after all, and people in Seattle do some really unique and quirky things, so it might possibly just be ignored. However, if it's offensive, if it's a picture of a lumberjack eating bacon while standing on a peace sign, holding a machine gun, then maybe he might get offended. And that would be okay with me. KMD Stro says, could someone give me the name of the first website? He said, yeah, it's smartpassiveincome.com. I'll type it in for you. I'm not affiliated with any of these guys. These are just the guys that inspired me. And I now own a website that is making enough money to pay the rent. It's a great blessing to my family. If any of you have the time and dedication and the talent to just sit down and create a website and write some content and make some affiliate links, anybody can make money. It just depends on what you want to put into it. So check out smartpassiveincome.com. Lots of great tips there. I share some of my tips and tricks at brandonmdennis.com. brandonmdennis.com, another website that I'm running. I have way too many websites. I have scotchandsmokerings.com, growabeardnow.com, oxhorn.com, brandonmdennis.com. They just go on and on. Invisiblepinkunicorns.com, which is, of course, my World of Warcraft guild. I keep busy. I keep busy making websites. That's what I do. Gentleman Badger says, how is the taste of this cigar good, sir? It is pretty doggone delicious. HT Star made a good selection with this one. William Moore says, hey Oxhorn, do you have any big plans for No Shave November? Movember? Absolutely. I did some stuff last year. Went pretty well. I'm going to do some stuff this year. Haven't decided exactly what. I'll probably have to do an email campaign and so forth. Poxy says, any restaurant recommendations near downtown Seattle? I'll be back next year for TI5, and I'm always looking for good food. If you want to go to a nice bar for just some scotch, nothing unclassy, but for some scotch, the Triple Door is a great place to go. I've been there a few times. It's kind of small inside, so it can get pretty cramped, but the Triple Door is a nice place. There's also a great Irish pub in downtown Seattle called Fado. It's got some weird Irish characters in there, but if you go to like downtown Seattle Fado Pub, F-A-D-O, it's a great little Irish pub. Lots of room inside, so you should be able to get some seating. They've got some traditional Irish fare and some good beers. So that would be a great place if you have the time and you like that kind of food. Check it out. There are all sorts of fancy restaurants and famous restaurants, like P.F. Chang's and stuff like that. But my favorite is Fado. It's a good one. Cam Destro says, funny you spoke of pink unicorns. The song Pink Fluffy Unicorns Dancing on Rainbows is the #1 hit in Bangladesh. Thanks for sharing. I wish I could find it. I wish I could find it and stream it for you all. Sounds like a fascinating song that the fans would love to hear. Two great questions. First, Ewell277 says, can you do a little teaching on smoke rings? Yes, I will in just a moment. And then Darthoth2K, says, I have never been able to enjoy Scotch. I've tried several times. Do you have any recommendations? I wish you had been here about 10 minutes ago. I showed a Scotch tasting chart. If you go to facebook.com/groups/Scotch and Smoke Rings, I have it shared there. Or if you go to twitter.com/Oxhorn, I also shared it there. And it basically shows you where all of the different Scotches land in the taste spectrums. There's rich, there's smoky, there's light, and then there was another one, sweet, I think. I prefer really rich and smoky Scotches. And so I've been told that Ladavagen is a great, smoky, rich Scotch. Incidentally, it's the same Scotch that Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreations likes. So Lagavulin for rich and smoky. If you want light and smoky, which is also really good, it's probably a great beginning Scotch, then I would try Lafroig. Lafroig is one of my favorite light and smoky Scotches. Probably an easier one to start with if you've never tried Scotch before. The Scotch that we drink here on the show is Scoresby. It's a blended Scotch whiskey. I would call this light and sweet, and it's really cheap. It's like $11 a bottle. So that's why I use it on the show, because it's really cheap. Duck Hunt Destroyer says, are you doing Harry Potter cosplay? Yeah, because Harry Potter wore a derby and a giant beard and suspenders throughout the entire books. I'm totally just ripping off of his style. Because round glasses never existed before Harry Potter. No, he invented them. Conjured them into existence. All others who wear round glasses are trying to be Harry Potter. What game are you going to play today? I'm going to be playing Hearthstone. And I think it's probably about time that we get some Hearthstone up there. How about that? Alright, let's fire up Hearthstone. You'll be seeing my magnificent maw for the next few minutes while I fire up Hearthstone and get it going. T-Sip says, I just followed. How often do you stream? I've been a fan since 2007 when I started. So to answer your question, T-Sip, I stream every week, Thursdays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, And sometimes I have surprise streams. Like this week, I had 2 surprise streams. So follow me on social media, twitter.com/Oxhorn, and you might catch a surprise stream. Or subscribe on Twitch, and you'll see the next time I pop up. And then Elu277 says, don't forget the smoke ring teaching. My shisha is almost done. All right. Sorry about that. I did forget. Thanks for reminding me. Here is how to blow smoke rings. There are 3 major ways to do it. There's the tongue flick, the cheek flick, and the jaw flick. My favorite is the tongue flick. The way you do it is you make a perfect circle with your mouth, and you pull your tongue back into the back of your throat. So pretend this is your tongue. This is the tip of your tongue, and this is the base of your tongue. Curl your tongue up like this so that it's cocked and ready. Try not to think. Anyway. Then fill your mouth with smoke, and then with a perfect circle, your lips being a perfect circle, flick it out like that. I'll show you. Right. The second method is the cheek flick method. You do the exact same thing, only instead of flicking your tongue, you flick your cheek. Let's try that. As you can see, I'm not quite as adept at it. I got 1 or 2. And then finally, there's the jaw flick method, where you just do the exact same thing, perfect circle with your mouth, and then instead of flicking your cheek or moving your tongue, you move your jaw.
Radio Dismute is now on Facebook. Find us at facebook.com/Radio Dismute. Streaming the sound.
You can do a lot more that way, but they're not quite as robust. Yeah, I didn't even know I could do that. I've been trying to do like streams of them, like the people who smoke hookahs do, but I can't. And the reason is because you don't inhale cigar smoke. You don't. You take the cigar smoke into your mouth, you taste the magnificent flavor, and then you expel it. And that's it. You never inhale cigar smoke. Yeah, you can see with the tongue method, my smoke rings tend to be larger and richer. With the jaw method, I can do a lot of small ones. I'm going to try something. Let's see if I can do a smoke ring and a smoke ring. Something I've been trying to do for quite some time. Almost. Elu277 says, man, thanks for those teachings. I actually just got a ring through a ring. Did you really? That's something I've been trying to do forever. I can't do it. I can't get a smoke ring in a smoke ring. Let's try again. I can't. I just don't have the hand-eye coordination. Or mouth-eye coordination. Alright, I'm going to organize my windows here so that I can have the game streaming and the chat up for everyone to see. Namtriche says, where's the Hearthstone? Patience, young Padawan, the Hearthstone doth be coming. In fact... Ta-da! Hearthstone, ladies and gentlemen. Alright! I will play one of you. Challenge me to battle. Alright, fancy... Oh. Here we go. We get to play this game where everybody challenges me all at once. Come on, come on, come on. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Faster, faster, faster. There we go. Kojiror says, I approve. I approve of your approval, my friend. Cheers. Raise a toasted glass, ladies and gentlemen. Chin chin. Well, that smoke ring just about enveloped the camera. Let me get the sound up here. Alright, who am I fighting today? Missing Link. Hey, pleasure, Missing Link. Coggerors just subscribed. You, sir, have the honor of being my very first paid subscriber. I finally, after 2 years of doing this show, I finally took the time to email Twitch and say, hey, do you mind if I make a little money doing this? And they're like, yeah, sure. And so they enabled my subscribe button. So now, after 2 years of broadcasting, you can finally subscribe to this show. And you, Coggeror, are the first one. So thank you very much. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Alright, what was I doing? Oh, I've got to fight this guy. What happened? Missing Link is a mage. And Coggeror says, have a cohiba on me, breh. Why, thank you, good sir. I will indeed. Did I just... Oh, no, that was her turn. And now it's my turn. Okay. Alright, what can I do? What can I do? No, my guy would die. I could do that, but then that I wouldn't have to... Okay, let's just do this. Bingo! Your move, Missing Link. Do your worst. All for 17 says, I'm too much of a cheap blit to subscribe. That's okay, my friend. I stream for the lulz and the ability to smoke cigars. That's really it, right? Like, this gives me the excuse to sit down and say, oh, I'm working. Yeah, I'm working right now. Self-employed, working from home with a cigar in hand. Please don't disturb me. I'm earning an honest wage. All right. What did you do? You did... Did you do anything? You did something. I lost 2 health. What did you do? Fire blast. Oh. Coggeror says, I can't believe I've never seen this stream before. Well, I'm flattered that you're finally here. Yeah, we've been doing this for about 2... Well, no. So we've been doing the show for 5 years. But for the first 2.5 to 3 years of the show, I did it on livestream.com. I've always streamed from scotchandsmokerings.com, but I used Livestream to power the broadcast. And then a buddy from my old machinima days came and said, hey, you should really do this on Twitch. That's where all the gamers are, since you play games during it. And I'm like, all right. And so I've been doing it from Twitch for about 2.5, 3 years now. And I just now decided I finally felt like making money. So there we go. There we go. Jonath says, Ox, I'm trying the tongue, then check to get a ring in a ring. Yeah, I can't get a ring in a ring either. I keep trying. Okay, let's see. Why not?
Strike.
Elizabeth says, I'm tired as well, thinking of going to sleep, but Jonath may still watch. Pleasure to have you both. By the way, I got your message, Jonath, about the can you handlebar, and I sent an email back to you. So just let me know if your friend decides that he needs any help with his mustache wax. Oh, jeez, what to do? What to do? Well, that's an obvious, but then I could always just do this. Ha-ha! Have at ye, my friend. Ooh, 4. Right in the gulliver. Koragar says, do you have any tattoos? Should I get a piercing or an implant? Well, my friend, my personal philosophy is neither. I don't have any tattoos. I don't have any implants or piercings of any kind. That's just my personal style and philosophy. If either of those are up your particular alley, then by all means, my friend, do what you think is best. But my personal recommendation is to not. That's what gives me my happies. It's hard for me to speak coherently while trying to do this.
What now?
Quest accepted.
There we go, missing link. Mr. Clownstove says, on a scale from 1 to 10, how sexy are you? Look, sexiness isn't even an issue. What I have is beyond sexy, right? There's trashy, then there's attractive, then there's sexy, and I'm beyond all of those. I'm resplendent. So I can't give you a number between trashy and sexy. I'm just going full resplendent. When you too grow a beard, ye shall have resplendency. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well, I didn't want this guy to lose anything.
Quest accepted.
There we go. Madman Max 21 says, Oxhorn! Pleasure to have you in the chat, Madman Max. Gentleman Badger says, on a scale from 1 to class. That's a good scale to have. We have a class factor scale here at scotchandsmokerings.com. Alright. Answer questions and play Hearthstone. Let's see how this works. Chief Smash says, my theory is that one day those of us without piercings, implants, and tattoos will be the odd ones, and this will make us appear tough and edgy. I mean, that's true, right? It used to be that the only people who had tattoos and piercings were, like, sailors, right? I mean, these are guys who went on a wooden ship and found native aborigines and got real tattoos or something. And they came back and those told stories. And now, like, somebody turns 18 and can go down to their local parlor and get a tattoo of some Chinese symbol that says beefcake in Chinese, and they won't ever know what it means because they can't read Chinese. I mean, this is the reality within which we live. Not that I'm criticizing. Not that I'm criticizing. All right, where was I? I'm doing something. Oh, all right, I need to play a game. All right, here we go. That looks good. That looks good. Let's go ahead and do that. Do that. No, don't do that. Oh, send a copy of it. No. All right. That and no. Come on. Don't. I want to. No. I'm fighting here. Oh, and I win. Oh, the victory is mine. Well, thank you for that battle, Missing Link. It was a pleasure. Greg Hartung! Let's do this, Greg. I'm in. Chief Smash says, Chinese beefcake. There's a name in there somewhere. A band, a guild, something. I wonder what the symbol beefcake would be in Chinese. I don't even know. Doug with Beard says, hey, Oxhorn, can you handlebar guy here? Hey, Doug, pleasure to see you. Jonath, well, you probably know Jonath, but he's a big fan of your product. I personally haven't used it, but I'm always open to free samples. All right, Greg, please don't fall out on me. Sure. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Bottoms up. Chin chin. Darthok2K says, Oxhorn, are you coming back for Warlords of Draenor? I would love to. Look, if I had all of the time in the universe, I would be able to sit down and play Warlords of Draenor and enjoy World of Warcraft like I once did. But with a business that I'm trying to run, 2 beautiful babies, and a gorgeous wife and a household, it's hard to find time for Warlords of Draenor. But maybe someday, my friend, maybe someday. KMD Stro says, bottoms up chin chin. What is a chin chin? Well, chin chin is a British way of saying raise your chin so that the alcohol in your beaker goes into thy mouth. So, here we go. My chin is down. If I raise my chin, oh look, it's going in my mouth. Oh, what a Scotch. It's going in. Chin chin. There we go.
He could take a vacation for you and give you the benefits. We have no doubt.
Kogoror says, are you sipping that shot? Indeed I am. Classy gentlemen of refinement do not drink the nectar of the grain in order to find inebriation. One of a classy mentality does not seek inebriation at the bottom of a glass or a shot. Indeed, he enjoys the flavor of the brew. He admires the artistry that was spent creating this nectar for mankind. So we sip it. We open the mouth and enjoy the flavor. It's all about the flavor. Okay, I got to do something. Madman Max 21 says, I thought you'd be playing a Druid deck, to be honest, Oxhorn. When I first joined the Hearthstone beta, I did play a Druid, and I enjoyed my Druid. But I wasn't very good at the Druid. I found that my playstyle tends to be much more in the line of Warrior. So this is what I play. I'm also good at the Shaman. My 2 favorite are the Shaman and the Warrior. Korogor says, what are you drinking today? Cog Error, sorry. Cog Error says, what are you drinking today? I am drinking some Scoresby blended Scotch whiskey. Not as fine as a single malt. I'd love some Lagavulin or some Lefroy, but this is $11 a bottle. And we're all about having a well thought out financial portfolio here at scotchandsmokerings.com. So we drink not the bottom shelf whiskey, but the medium shelf. Although we do accept top shelf as gifts. Actually, I take that back. That's not what I'm drinking today. Today I'm drinking this, which was a gift from HT Star, who's in the chat right now, and it's Crown Royal Maple whiskey, which is a very sweet whiskey, and it's delicious. First time I've ever tried it, and I gotta say, it's a great choice. Uh-oh, secret. No, no damage. No! Well, it's a good thing I had that bubble, isn't it? And that's it. That's what I've got? Okay. Greg Hartung, you're defeating me. You're taking advantage of my distraction. Wow. Dragon XL says, hey Oxhorn, can a tattooed man be as classy as a man with class? You mean a man without tattoos? I'd say yes. Well, here's the way here's how I'll put it. If your tattoos tell a story, not just like, oh, well, I've always been a fan of My Little Brony, so I've got a brony on my arm. Well, it's not a great story. But if you've got a mermaid and an anchor, and you have that because you went out to sea in your 20s, and you met a mermaid, and you personally hoisted an anchor above your shoulder and slew a behemoth, well then yes, that is a classy cigar. I'm sorry, tattoo. Where was I? Okay, I've got to do something with the things and the what's-its. Here we go. Oh yeah, why not that? That's good too. Eol277 says, I guess he actually is sitting in his front lawn. No, see, the house wherein which I live, the previous owners took their front porch and turned it into a room, which I think they used for gardening purposes or something back in the day. I use it to smoke cigars. So, this is me. 5, 6, 7.
Give me a quest.
Without a love of my own, blue moon. Madman Max 21 says, I have some 55-year-old Scotch downstairs. I won it in a card game against my friend. Your friend lost something precious, but congratulations on your 55-year-old Scotch. That Scotch is older than anybody watching this stream right now, probably. So cherish that and enjoy it on your wedding day or something. Doug with Beard says, I have no idea what's going on. Can you provide a Twitter-style explanation for what we're looking at? Man with beard and cigar killed people in Hearthstone. Hashtag Yobo. You only beard once. I don't know. We'll leave it to the fans to come up with an explanation for what we're seeing here. What's this? Whenever a friendly beast dies, gain 2/1. Oh, I don't like that. Let's do something about that. Let's go... Bam. Bam. Bam? Sure, why not? Almost got a smoke ring within a smoke ring right there. Came that close. Doug with Beard says, bang, bam, flash, sparkles. Is that my show in a tweet? Is that a Twitter-friendly explanation of what you're saying right now? I'll take it. Sounds good to me. Okay, what have we got here? Greg, you're making me sad in places. Madman Max 21 says, Ox, what are you smoking today? I'm smoking a gift from HT Star. It's a Punch handmade cigar. It's pretty nice, I have to admit. Cigar Ox was saying it's either made in the Dominican Republic or Nicaragua. I'm not sure which. It doesn't say on the tin. But it's delicious. Oh no! Rubbish! Poppycock! Oh! Oh! You're breaking my heart there, Greg. Madman Max 21 says, where's your top hat? My top hat is in the other room. I save that for formal occasions, but this is an informal occasion, my friend. Here we are together enjoying the fruit of the grain and the nectar of the tobacco leaf. We're kicking back our feet and enjoying a resplendent time. I think I'm gonna save it right there. There we go. Elizabeth says, too much excitement. I cannot sleep. Elizabeth, I thought you were gonna go to bed. Hey, I'm not complaining. Feel free to watch the stream as long as you can. But don't blame your morning grogginess on yours truly. An hour and 19 minutes into the show, and look how much scotch we have left. This is what it looks like to truly enjoy something beautiful and handmade. Cheers. Whiskey, I should say. It's not scotch, it's Canadian. Gentleman Badger says, Greg McGolden Cards Hard Tongue. Indeed. What's with all the golden cards, my friend? Greg, I disenchant all of my golden cards because you get more, disenchantment stuff out of it. Crystals or whatever. But I see you're keeping yours. Hey, that's cool. They're flashy. Oh no! My ace in the hole! You silenced my ace in the hole. And you put out all those things. Oh, man. Bupkis. Lord. Alright, what's the best way to go about this? That's what we're going to have to do. Varler says, isn't that actually a bowler hat? It is. It's okay, so the bowler and the derby are essentially the same thing. In England, they tend to call it a bowler. In America, it became known as the derby. But it's pretty much the same hat. I have it all laid out on my site, scotchandsmokerings.com. I have a section dedicated to derbies / bowlers. But since I'm American, I'm going to go ahead and call it a derby. Greg, don't hurt me. I'm feeling weak and vulnerable. There goes all my armor. What? King Crush? No! No! Oh. You had to do it. Greg McLovin Hartung. All right. Fine. He had to do what came naturally, and what came naturally is King Crush. That's okay. I won't hold it against you. It is, after all, simply in your nature. Oh. So for those who are new to the stream, anytime a fan challenges me when I'm already being challenged by a fan, it does this. It knocks me out of the game so that I can't even... Wait, what happened? Hey, it finally worked. Andy is Diablo. Pleasure to meet you, Andy is Diablo. Let's do this. What? Worst hand imaginable. Oh. Lawman Z is in the chat and he says, hello, Oxhorn. Hello, Lawman Z. Pleasure to see you as always. KM Distro says, oh, awesome. Are you playing viewers? I am. So I've got my maxed out friends list here. 29 of my 99 friends are online. By the way, you can't have more than 100 friends on Battle.net for some reason. But for those who are watching right now, you're welcome to challenge me. I'm accepting challenges from the viewers. And I tend to get... Oh, is it my turn? Okay, sorry about that, Andy is Diablo. I tend to get many of the same viewers challenging me over and over again. So, for example, I just fought Greg McLovin Hartung, who tends to always love to bring out King Crush and absolutely destroy me because I have no epic cards. That's right, I refuse to buy cards, and so I have no legendaries. Wait, no, I take that back. I have one legendary... That little scarab thing that you get from doing the Naxxramas quest. And that's it, really. You're welcome. Wait, what just happened? Love the taste of music, sir, says Alto Boy, or Alto B. Why, thank you, good sir. I'm listening to a free music station. It's called Radio Dismute. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just like their streaming radio station. And so that's what we do here at Scotch and Smoke Rings. KMD Stro says, do we give you our gamer tag or do we take yours? You take mine. Mine is Oxhorn, number 1649. But, yeah. As Lolman Z, or no, as Varler says, I got to clear out my friends list. Yeah, let me make room. I'm removing those who haven't logged on in over a month. There. I added a few slots. Alright, what just happened? Oh, come on. I could use that now, but I'm not going to. Crazy Clown. Alright, I've accepted your friend request. My cigar is running low, and yet the show goes on. As you all know, we blow a smoke ship here at the end of the show. And I need to figure out a way to get a new cigar so that we can do this. There. My one legendary, this Manexia guy.
Sorry that happened.
Uh-oh. Sicky Beat says, I thought Amish people didn't have electricity. I don't. What I have is, what you don't see is there's a stream running under my desk here, and it's generating electricity with like a paddle wheel. So, and my backup is a room of hamsters next door, You know, when the stream runs dry, like during the summer, I revert to hamster power. So just so you know.
The gates are open.
Your move, Andy is Diablo. Wait, what was that? Death Rattle, summon a... oh, jeepers. Summon a 4/5 Bane Bloodhoof.
Ready for this?
I am ready for this. Here we go. What? What is with all these legendaries? How do you guys have the money to buy these packs? Oh, really? Lame. Taunt, Death Rattle, summon a 1/2 slime with taunt. Ah. Sure. Pull out the legendaries. And then bring up all your specials from Max Ramus. Roll! Black Shawarma says 8:30 is quickly approaching. Yeah, I see this. I don't know when this show is going to stop. See, I ate dinner already, so there's no rush for me. If I get a text from my wife here pretty soon... Oh, wait. My phone isn't in here. No texts. Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah, okay. If my wife texts and says that it's time, then we shall heed her wisdom. KM Distro says processed meats are becoming under fire in the US, so there's most likely a market for that. I would say West Coast is probably your best bet. Midwest to South, not so much. Hey, you know, up here in the Pacific Northwest, we have quite a selection of grass-fed beef. Which I do enjoy. But you know what? I've got nothing against processed meat. Like chemicals, bring it on. I am a fan of hormones. Let's put hormones in my food. I will gobble them up. Whoa, what was this? Yes, sir. At the end of your turn, draw a dream card. Ah, I'm done. How is it that I still have 23 life left? How is it that I have 23 life left, and you've used 3 or 4 different legendaries? Vivid Lightning 89 says, is this a Pandora station you're listening to, or is it a record? This is actually neither. It's a live streaming station called Radio Dismuke, Dismuke, completely free. Just go online and Google Radio Dismuke, and you'll have a good time. How am I still alive? Zunzol says, hello, Krippen Aran. I am 48-year man from Somalia. Sorry for my bid English. I sold my wife for internet connection. For play Hearthstone. And I want to become the goodest player like you. I play with 400 ping on my US server and I'm ranking 17. Please no copy Pasterno my story. Welcome to Scotch and Smoke Rings, friend. I hope you have a splendid time. Holy cannoli, shish kebab. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Alright, I got a new friend request, I think. It says I don't have... Oh, alright, I need to remove some friends. Hold on. Alright, go ahead and add me again, and we'll, Andy is Diablo, please be gentle, I'm a fragile human being. What was that? What are you doing? You just... Oh! It's all those dream cards with the legendaries. Oh.
Why not tell your friends right now? Let them know about the wonderful music you're enjoying right here.
Oh. Alright, next up. Let's see. If we can get to the character selection screen, I might actually be able to start a game. Let's see if this works. Please don't kick me off. Hearthstone. Hearthstone tends to do this. It tends to kick me off. Hey! And I got a game. Crazy Clown. Alright, let's do this, my friend. I hope you don't have legendaries. Because I do not have legendaries. All for 17 says there is no mercy in trading card games. Tell me about it. The fans are relentless. They do not let up on my poor, soft and tender heart. Andy the DK says, good game, Oxhorn, my friend. That was my legendary warrior control deck. Well, you seem to have done very well. It seems to have worked, so to speak. I'm quickly running low on cigar. Time to find a backup. Dipping into my stash from Cigar Ox. Shade of Naxxramas. Let's see if this one has any beetle holes in it. No, we're good. Okay. What is this? Stealth. At the start of your turn, gain 1/1. Oh, I see. So I've got to kill this guy soon. Fastish. It is Oxhorn 16... No, it's 1649, my friend. It's not 1646, it's 1649. I have 2 slots available if you're still wanting to add me as a friend. Oh, you want him? Sorry! Sorry to make you wait. I had to light my cigar. 2? You have 2 of those? How do you have 2 of those?
Silver shall not fall.
Varler says I have 2 slots available. Was I the only one who heard that? Whoa! Lots of friends requests. Okay, hold on a second. 1. Yes. Yes. Why isn't it allowing me to say yes? Okay, I think things are going glitchy here. I definitely have room available. Why can't I accept? For some reason, I can't accept the Dovter and von Richtenfeld. Alright, where am I in this game? Okay, we've got a hidden guy, and then this thing. Madman Max 21 says, I was on about opening a classy wild meat eating establishment with meats from all over the world so that people may never have tried, so we avoid all the rubbish and processed foods so it does not taint the meat. It sounds to me like you're a fan of Brazilian fare. There are a couple of Brazilian restaurants up here that do have meat all over the world. I can say that I've eaten wild boar only because I went to that restaurant and they were serving wild boar. So wait a minute, how is this guy still stealthed? Does hurting a minion not pop him out of stealth? I guess it's not like World of Warcraft in that way, huh?
Job's done. Follow the rules.
Yeah, for some reason I can't add these 2 pending friends.
Speak to me.
What was all that?
Get behind me. Armor made to fit.
Sure, why not? What? People are dying all over the place.
Reporting for duty.
Holy cow. No! Ouch! That hurt in places.
For the war chief. For Halsbury. Minions, servants,
Kel'Thuzad? At the end of each turn, summon all friendly minions that died this turn.
Give me a quest.
These decks with the cards and the pain. Alright, last game, ladies and gents. Let's see. Thank you. Real Astigmat says, it's a bot? Yes, probably. I'm a bot. Welcome to Scotch and Smoke Rings. I am Robot Oxhorn. I accept payment in form of bacon. EL277 says, yee, I am out too. It's 5:42 in the AM here. Have a good time. Pleasure to have had you here, my friend. Okay, just in case. There. Ah!
Reporting for duty.
What's with all the pain? Golly.
The gates are open.
Alright, try that on for size.
I have no time for games.
Oh, do you now? Paladins.
Reporting for duty.
Ah.
Reporting for duty.
Ouch! Ah! Rubbish! Bumpkus!
Job's done. Well played.
I'm done. Death comes to us all eventually. Well, nicely played, my friend. Nicely played. Well, there you go. There are my Hearthstone skills. As you can see, the fans are better than I. Well, as we do here at the end of Scotch and Smoke Rings, I blow into existence a smoke ship. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For those new to the program, every week I create a ship made out of nothing but the smoke in my mouth and my beard powers. So, what are your ideas? I will do any kind of ship you require. A zeppelin, a submarine, a galleon, a spaceship. Scotch up, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. Gentleman Badger says, Oxhorn and the gang visiting Pandaria to teach the local pandas in the art of the mythical class food. An ideology based mostly around bacon, bringing true enlightenment to them all. Alright. Class foo, I like that. Pandas do need to be converted to a bacon loving species. William Moore says Oxhorn, Staghorn, and Mortus hiking through the mountains of Saskatchewan. Along the way, they fish for red snapper, they hunt moose, they climb majestic mountaintops, and drink maple whiskey, all while searching for the long-lost Sasquatch. Looking for the Sasquatch in Saskatchewan. I like it. Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done. Madman Max 21 says Oxhorn and Staghorn fighting Deathwing on the backs of rainbow farting pandas? Very unique. Gotta give it to you. Ulfer17 says Oxhorn playing against Staghorn in a game of Hearthstone while riding Mechanohogs. So they're playing a card game while riding Mechanohogs? Seems rather precarious, if I do say so. Pox E says a spaceship galleon. Like a galleon in space. Doug with Beard says bicycle. You could do a bicycle. Let's say that's two wheels and totally possible. Black Roman says, I still want to see a brick since dinner is out this week. You want the spaceship to be just a brick? Possible. Arrow Cart says, you fools! A ship must be simple, yet beautiful. A noble sentiment, my friend. Alright, let's see. Reg McLovin Hartung says, Oxhorn, soaring the savage skies of Draenor, piloting spicy Scotch-fueled bacon-wrapped zeppelins, repelling the evil McLovin and his trusty flying King Crush, with card cannons bought only with in-game gold. You and your in-game gold purchased legendary cards. Ugh. Alright, well, William Moore, yours is beautiful, but there's nothing about a ship in there. That's more of like a hiking scene. I see that more of a pastel painting. Hiking through the mountains of Saskatchewan. I mean, if Saskatchewan were a ship, then... But sadly, it is not. Alright, nicely done, everybody. We're going to go ahead with Greg McLovin Hartung's Smoke Ship, as loath as I am to do so, because he did defeat me in Hearthstone, which pains me in many places. But nice Smoke Ship, so here we go. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, because it will be in the air for only the briefest of moments. Get your screenshot button ready, because you can print this image and sell it on eBay for lots of money in the future. when I become rich and famous. Whoa! Did you see it? It was before your eyes for only the briefest of moments. But there, in the air, was Oxhorn, soaring the savage skies of Draenor, piloting spicy Scotch-fueled bacon-wrapped zeppelins, repelling the evil McLovin and his trusty flying King Crush with card cannons, bought only with in-game gold. You had me at spicy Scotch-fueled bacon-wrapped war zeppelin. Well, sometimes I amaze even myself. Only one person on this planet at this moment in time is able to offer the sort of cinematic quality of smoke that I can provide with this combination of set bonus and beard. Arrowcart says, "My God, it was simple yet elegant. I am wordless. You have shown me life." Well, yes, I do tend to get this reaction. It's a normal, a sensible thing to say when smoke ships of that quality are presented. Black Shawarma says, "I saw a brick." I'm glad you were able to see what you wanted to see, my friend. That is truly the goal of art. All right, well, I will have to sit and contemplate my trip to Saskatchewan, thanks to HT Star. Thank you, HT Star, for all of your wonderful gifts, including the little Oxhorn figurine that you sent me. The cigar looks delicious. I'm sure this guy's enjoying it just as much as I'm enjoying this. Tune in next week, ladies and gentlemen, for Scotch and Smoke Rings episode 272. This is the end of 271. Oxhorn signing off. Thank you very much for coming. Tune in next week. Same Ox channel, same Ox time, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time here at scotchandsmokerings.com. Subscribe on Twitch so that you are notified the next time I come on. Raise your glasses. Finish off your Scotch. Chin chin. As always, we say here on Scotch and Smoke Rings, be sure, my friends, that you stay classy.